Harpocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for me. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine. What are these notes?
She has some specific requirements for the material, and yet remain cool enough on the outside, and as you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that...
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution.
Perhaps. It is not a different material she requires, but...
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials.
We have, but Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And oh, I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even them before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns.
So if we could recreate...
It might be applied to some, but I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Harpocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine... So, Clive, who will accompany?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very... edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
There's talk that the glass...
Do you see anything you like? And a fine, fine day to you.
Nice and chilled. I won't have
Are those Pepio nuts?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stores. Why don't we split up and see?
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bush.
Fresh cuts! Come and get them before...
You haven't much, but you're free to look. I hope it's to your liking.
What do you want? And thanks for nothing.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
All anyone ever wants anymore is a water grape. How am I supposed to make a living?
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh!
You're right.
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpok?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to... And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious...
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the Moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat, a coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding,
Displacement stack.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this out, Mid. You get all the parts lined up on the deck.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision.
It's finished! It's fine!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn. That's one down and just...
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and will be need...
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build...
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really? How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. All done?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. But now she's so close to being finished. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it.
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too, now that your little project...
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right, Clive. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the Twins. That's no excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of.
She said that? In those words?
She...
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really? Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Obolus, have you...
Yep.
Then I'm...
You in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in and all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. Not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you. But we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot! There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav.
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Crack the crystal too? You're joking.
wrong with Torgor? Hopefully it's nothing. Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto?
Wish I could take one of our birds for a ride.
You will, one day.
Sid.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's a lovely bit of kit. Problem is, it won't, which is why I've been
I imagine.
Prop.
So what exactly?
Nothing. Avius, you poor sir. And do you?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto. A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out, and it's maybe my fault, but I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a... I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's gonna take... I'm gonna need help keeping...
Bit late for that.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But
we owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have...
Those ledgers were my...
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask...
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rossfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're going to make this...
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks? He says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning.
I'm sure they will be.
Should be know how it is with this place. Orders to bar.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really?
No.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Fly, Ambrosia.
I can walk from here. Good girl. Run like the wind. Straight home now. Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty. Nice try. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. The wine needs more than this.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. You're a gent. Right then. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favour.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. But I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right?
Thank you.
No. For supporting Midden, and I'm telling you.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at it. I didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost?
That's what the lawsman seems to...
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it...
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Well, don't just stand there gawping. You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Is that all?
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah, no. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, We could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. You're looking well.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed.
Running around.
I suppose.
Little wondrous. There's not many like that make it as far as the... which made it nice and easy.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people? I suppose you're not likely to go nick it. Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmechian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's a touch eccentric. If you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning. Lawsman.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened to...
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we going to do?
Calm yourself. I don't know for sure. It could have just been a tremor.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a...
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed.
Please, his lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of
Radim! Get rid of...
Very good. Would you mind stepping out?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough.
A condition I would be a fool to refute.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to...
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord...
That will be very...
Farewell.
got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. Or...
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effect. What shall I call you?
Wyvern. Glad to make your...
A formidable name. Well, Wyvern, Redeem here tells me you wish...
A few moments of your time should suffice.
You're a peculiar...
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a...
Oh, a true work of art, that. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Redeem here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke there's a brute.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10. But it is the final stone which lends a mineral quite foreign to this great... And that... Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services. Take this, the very stone of which I spoke. Far and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However...
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival. I am one step ahead of it.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern, Redeem!
I think his lordship is rather taken. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully...
You learned something up...
I did better. Yes. But...
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the one hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last.
Even so...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattle me. But there'd be no replacement. I reckon we get swords. Nah. But finishing our blades with a... And what's finer than fallen? Just imagine. I won't make a cop.
I'm sure the curse breakers will just...
I've been working day and... Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good.
You'll be happy to hear.
And I'll see it up. You come and fight.
Right.
What do you need? Not saying for you, do you? Not bad, if I do say so myself. And?
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our and though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping...
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the... Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always... And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto... But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement. I reckon what he saw in Sid, and don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Stay sharp. We don't know when those bastards will be back.
Certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsman our thing. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back.
I noticed you and... So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like... All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later.
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can...
I was just on my way.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies, and...
Oh, I'm never drinking.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. All yours. Come again. May have more for you.
How are you doing? You off then?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars. Till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
So what do you think?
That we'd be lucky to make...
Really? Just...
Oh, aye.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow?
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with...
How does a merchant misplace his...
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran, leaving his livelihood...
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker, but I know the work of...
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation...
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. But if you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway.
You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
We're lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Boklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself.
No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits. That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart? Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here. It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother. What if we want his help again? Look at them all. I thought the bastards would have eaten the lot by now.
But we won't be going hungry, that's for sure. You've had your reward and you're not getting any more. Now piss off.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side.
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
Then we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sambrec.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sambrec.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sambrec, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
Canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end.
They've closed the road to Randalar.
If the siege breaks, they'll need more than this to stop the Imperial legions marching on the capital.
Oh, I'm done for. If I can't get these goods to Randalar, I will have to pay for my...
If you haven't got a pass, you're not getting through. Please, I'm begging you. The world's gone to hell.
Not much further to Bockland now.
Good. I've had my fill of love.
Refugees.
And they're all making for the crystalline dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going. The crystalline dominion is our only chance.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Porter for hire. Hurry, man. I must leave for the east.
I am hurrying, my lord. Bloody crimson caravans, scooping up all the best customers. Leave some for the rest of us.
I hear the brothers found another victim.
If our new arrivals had brought any coin with them, we'd be rich.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. A fine choice. Many thanks. Out of my sight, wretch.
I've no use for a branded who can't even fill my cup.
There's talk.
At the glass gate.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you living. It's all right.
What am I going to do without sweet water and oil of talc? Still no...
Milady.
Gifts? Oh, my.
Otto asked me to give it to you to settle the hideaway and to...
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, and for Otto's, for all of us.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just and blamed himself for not being able. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done. But it was clear.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt any. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more an ill habit.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my, but she threw it.
Karen, I'm sure you were.
Oh.
They told me she was building a ship.
where Sid gets the energy.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me, would you prefer the debt was repaid in court?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of... I may have tossed a talent or two, but those were donations. And
Of course not. But one good... Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, so you're fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab a canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself. Might be I already. Might be you even know her. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are... Right.
I've seen that before.
You have, yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic, and there was no...
Couldn't you and your...
My family wanted the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him, and I couldn't for the life of me. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole... Him who cried for me. Him who swore he'd do everything he... And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
It told me she was building a ship.
Really?
Out of my sight!
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the Crystalline Dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go in and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
Come, taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
I'll take the large one.
Ah, Good. There you...
Clive, I'm...
Slow down, Good.
It's me traders, pal. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to...
Do you remember?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Here.
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market...
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child.
I know where. I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way.
It's no time like the
You two go on ahead. I'm going to check the rest.
All right.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
Stops next to the checkpoint.
Peaches and pears.
Bloody Crimson Caravans, scooping up all the best customers. Leave some for the rest of us.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes, Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen pass. The same someone who is encouraging the children, and the same someone who has Goots's pass. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants. Which is why, will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are to catch whoever's behind it all. And 2 birds shall be slain with...
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted.
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering.
All right.
Sir, but I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive. The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers.
Out of my sight, wretch!
Come on!
Jug of snake spit for the road?
Are you the furniture man?
Looking for something in... Ah, Eloise collared you too, eh?
She told me you were leading the hunt for the pickpockets.
For one, that their target harder to watch, not that they'd be...
Their eyes must have lit up when they saw...
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying to track down...
Thank you.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Can I interest you? Ah,
She's asked me to help her. To help you.
is that so? Suppose I bet. For one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say the children who stole their passes were dirty. Dressed in street urchins, by the sound of it.
Orphans from the wars.
A few, perhaps. You saw the They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some point.
And so should we.
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt they're the ones involved, but...
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Remember when half the people...
Let us through!
Excuse me. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Can't stop you.
I was just wondering if anyone has asked you to do anything...
Anything you grown-ups ever ask us to do is shop. So guess what I'm about to tell?
Sorry.
I'll take the large one.
Excellent choice.
Do you have a moment?
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking children like you to pick pockets.
I don't know. What's picking pockets?
No, you get so if they come calling, you know.
The caravan stops next to the check.
Jug of snake spit for the road.
What do you want?
It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We've heard that some very bad people. We need to know who's behind.
I don't know much about it, really. But my friend, he said he got a job.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him and ask.
Do you know where your friend might...
He's usually by the tent out...
Thank you.
Come on, come on!
Peaches and pears. Peaches and peas.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
This is everything. It must be transported to the Dominion without delay, no matter the cost.
Certainly.
What do you think, girl? Is it time we took to the Crystal Road ourselves?
Porter for hire.
She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going. The Crystalline Dominion is our only chance.
That big fat donkey was easy pickings. He wouldn't have noticed if we'd robbed his boots off him.
Yeah. Wish we hadn't handed over the pass, though. Could use one of those things to get out of this dump.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our guts.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like to introduce us to these charming characters.
Shit, we're in trouble now.
What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two. I'm going after him.
All right.
You can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do.
Do it again. We promise.
That's that, then. No trader's pass. No passage.
Did you see a boy run past?
There was a boy ran back there toward...
Thank you.
Oh, shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hunter. I just want to ask...
Fine.
I'm looking for the people who are making you steal for them.
Call themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me a good gill if I did with them. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easier.
Hunter.
You found him, then?
Jill. Where are the other two?
Eloise is watching over them. She sent...
You're... him! Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them, anyway. If it weren't for their gill, me and my mates would have starved.
cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo?
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister? Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just her back and a blade. Theodore, at your service. Sorry about before.
Theodore, what do you know of the cast stones?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with gil and bullying those without it into joining their flock. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees any further hardship. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hans is a good lad. Don't blame him for what they've made him do. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death, most likely. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help put an end to the pickpocketing. Then we all want the same thing.
Where is it?
So?
What else? If you get your traders passed back, and I make Boklad a safe placing.
All right then.
All right then. Honza, where are they camped? Don't worry. They'll never know you.
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. Meet us outside the gate. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail.
We'll try it this time.
Back down the road towards Lateney's Cleft.
To Lateney's Cleft, then?
Lateney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
Scared any of my birds.
That's that then.
Daddy, I'm hungry.
That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own.
I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
We got company!
More foot soldiers.
Fewer now.
Not a bad haul today, eh?
Aye. Some of our new recruits are natural-born ne'er-do-wells.
Especially the little ones. That Hans has got nimble fingers, all right.
It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till...
Scum. The leaders of the caste.
They don't deserve any mercy.
I wasn't planning on showing them.
We're ready when you are.
Oh, I'm ready.
Fuck. It's that guard from Blockland. Kill him. Kill them all!
And they say gold chains, rings, purses.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. Now I just need to sort through it all.
We should go and give Eloise the good news. Can we leave things here in your hands?
Of course. Oh, and be sure to tell her of the part I played, won't you?
We'll be glad to.
Ah, Clive. How goes the hunt? My brother isn't getting in your way, I trust?
Quite the opposite.
So it was the cast stones who were behind it all. Theo told me he'd been on their trail. And I only hope you're... Speaking of whom, welcome home.
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goods' pass. Ask him to keep a closer eye on it from now on, would you?
I will.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through?
Of course. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave without introducing yourself properly. Would it now? Sid. Don't look so shocked. We're on...
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson Cap, for a small fee, we will move anything. Be that goods to market, or bear...
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are seeking to expand our operation, and who better to join forces with than the leader in the field? Wouldn't you agree, Theo?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same, so what would you say to working together?
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is ours.
Here, Clive. This is for you.
What is it?
El has friends in high places, while I have associates in, lower ones. That mark is proof that you're a friend to us both.
I shall bear it with pride.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots' pass should secure you a place on the caravan, but if you encounter any difficulties, we would be delighted to provide you with a coach of our own. For a discounted price, of course. Say, 9 million?
We'll try the caravan. Right then. Let's get this back to Goots.
And then it's on to the Dominion.
Pardon me, but would you... That well-notched steel, and it might you be
How exactly do you...
Well, and should you... Well...
My arms are yours.
Wonderful! Then come.
But where are we...
Along the old cemetery. Quickly!
Wait. I better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
Porter for hire. Best served.
I see you've been
Perhaps.
finding someone. I was now.
Any idea where his search for the thieves...
Joseph's...
Can't imagine...
I just need to see about getting the word out. I want to know right away.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Only
What exactly?
I've come.
So I've...
Oh, a gentleman who... Would you part?
Sounds simple.
So you'll do it. You won't need to go far. Is Aldrich the porter free of the finest? Stop by.
I'll be right back.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
And nasty.
Hurry, man. I must leave for the Dominion post-haste.
I've been asked to find Aldrich.
That's me.
The innkeeper.
If he's
From the Empire to Box.
it's the fun.
Out of my sight, wretch! I've no...
Come on, come on!
Caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you Milan?
That's me.
The innkeeper's just had us. He thought you might like... Wine and ham to spare.
Comes with bit. We get meat from San Brec, herbs from... My old man knew what he was about when he sold... Anyway, thanks.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Let us through.
I'm looking for Bolek.
Well, you found him.
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about...
You must be a busy man.
The market will be flooded with refugees if... Oh, my heart goes out. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, one of them's foolish enough to try and force their way through. And when they do, well... You know what? That wine...
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine. I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's fantastic news. Thank you. It's been a while, and the way I see it...
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are... And without the mark, every... Right.
I hit. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. Oh, sir.
A goat and 60 bloodies. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrow.
Here they are, the three pillars of... The woes of the world may be monstrous in many,
never a true...
Porter for hire. Best service.
What's that then?
What do you want?
Just information. As a...
Now you mention it.
Which way did he go?
How am I supposed to get off down the road, I expect? Now what?
Auckland. Finally. Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin if you know where to go.
Are you hurt?
Happily not. More important. Colossal vessels. Airship, oblige me. Though we attend come.
He's passionate. I'll give him that.